Hello, it's Hunter Bolding here from Hunter Bolding Video, and we're here to talk about 5 underrated summer horror movies that you can watch that make you get that feeling of summertime. It's around 4th of July here in the United States. It's finally hot, the sun is out, it's in the 90s, and we're ready for some sticky, sweaty horror movies. So, without further ado, here's the top 5 underrated summer horror movies. Now, for an honorable mention, it's not exactly a horror movie, but it is Southland Tales. If you want the feeling of summertime, being hot and gross, this one, it plays around with a bunch of different themes. It's a weird movie. A lot of people say it's Dwayne Johnson's best performance. It is a great, great movie here, and if you haven't seen Southland Tales, you've got to, because it is a Richard Kelly classic, and it's just weird. It's weird. It's strange. This release is from Arrow Video. It's a perfect, awesome, it's got the theatrical cut, it's got the director's cut, or the canned cut, if you want to call it that. And then it comes with a nice booklet and everything. So you get a lot of weirdo performances in Southland Tales, but it's well worth your watch if you want to see, Dwayne Johnson stretch his acting muscles, which you might, depending on your opinion of him, you might say, oh, he hasn't done that in a while. But Southland Tales, if you haven't checked this one out, you got to check it out. Another honorable mention here, we've got Doom Asylum. I bought this movie based on the cover alone, and I watched it, and it's silly, it's stupid, it's just everything you would want out of a cheesy horror movie. It comes in its release from Arrow Video. That's region free, so if you want to buy this one, you can buy it and play it in any Blu-ray player. But Doom Asylum is just, it has tons of great effects. The plot is ridiculous. The characters are ridiculous. But if you're into that kind of thing for horror movies, this one feels a lot like a summertime movie, so you can go check it out. Doom Asylum, very fun movie, but it doesn't make the list. But yeah, go check it out. Starting off, we've got one because Americans, we all love going to the mall when it's super hot because the AC is cranking. We've got Chopping Mall, and Chopping Mall, here's the Vestron Video release. This is the very first one. I was going to say one of the first, but this is the very first release from Vestron Video. It comes in this wonderful package. Love Vestron Video titles, but Chopping Mall is absolutely awesome. It's a great movie. It has Barbara Crampton in it. It's got killer robots that are defending a mall of people that are stuck in it. So you get all these sort of themes and everything coming in. You've got science fiction, you've got horror, you've got just this 80s wonderfulness in Chopping Mall. And so if you're looking for that summer feeling of going to the mall, you got to go to Chopping Mall. Next up, we've got one of the best films that evokes that feeling of just being sticky and hot and sweaty. And then somehow it rains in the middle of Los Angeles, but on July 3rd, we've got The Return of the Living Dead. This is the collector's edition from the studio. I haven't upgraded this one to the Scream Factory version yet, but I think I will at some point. But we've got just a bare bones sort of inside and everything like that. But The Return of the Living Dead, not connected to George Romero's series, but it sort of is, because they do mention the events of Night of the Living Dead in the beginning of this movie. This movie's awesome. The zombies in it are great. The effects are great. The sequel, while not as good, is still pretty good. So if you're out there trying to watch a movie on July 3rd and you want to get hot and sticky, The Return of the Living Dead is the one for you. One of my favorite zombie movies out there. If you haven't seen this one, you got to check it out. Now, next up, we've got The Burning, which is a summer camp sort of killer movie. It's got Jason Alexander in it in one of his first roles. And it's just an awesome slasher. It evokes those memories of being a kid or being a teenager and being out in the hot, sticky, sweaty, nasty sun. I hate being in the sun. I hate sunscreen. I hate the smell of it, as you can see by my pasty white arms here. I've got that farmer's tan rocking. But The Burning will give you all of that feeling that you want in a movie, so you can sit your ass inside and watch it, because it's a great, great slasher movie. If you haven't checked this one out, check it out from Arrow Video. I think this one's still in print and everything. It's pretty cheap. I got this for really cheap from them. So The Burning is awesome. If you like slasher movies set at camps and you don't want to watch Friday the 13th over and over again, check out The Burning. This one might not be underrated, but I'm going to put it on the list anyway, because it captures that sort of disgusting feeling of summer. I hate summertime. I love the fall. I love horror movies. I love Halloween. I love all of it. I love the color orange. So anything about hot temperatures and sweat and being outside sucks, but They Live captures that perfectly, and you get crazy capitalism aliens in it. And so this is the 4K from Scream Factory that they put out. And this one is a great, great release. If you don't own this movie, this 4K is an excellent pickup. And it was well worth the upgrade for me. The picture quality on this is fantastic. The sound quality is awesome. And I got a poster of the theatrical art with it too, so that was a plus. But this movie is awesome, one of my favorites. It's got Rowdy Roddy Piper. It's got one of the best movie lines in history. I'm here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum. And you've got some great action. It's John Carpenter, almost at his best, really, if you want to say that. But They Live, a lot of people love this movie. I love this movie. Put the glasses on. It's so good that South Park recreated the fight scene between Keith David and Roddy Piper, scene for scene, shot for shot, between Timmy and Jimmy in their episode of South Park. But great movie, great fight scene, great action, everything. This has the total package. They Live is fantastic. It's super awesome. Last up on the list, we've got number 5. These weren't in any order. These are just, 5 underrated summer movies because it's disgusting outside. But we've got one that I've talked about on the channel before. We've got All American Murder. And if you want to learn more about All American Murder, you can check out my review. I'll put the card somewhere around here. But All American Murder, it was I believe it's supposed to be a TV movie or something like that. And then it ended up getting a release on video. And then Vinegar Syndrome, the excellent masters of physical media that they are, put it out. And it is basically an American Giallo film here. And it's got Christopher Walken in an awesome role that he's in. And it's a murder mystery that's got this kick-ass plot, kick-ass soundtrack, some awesome kills in it. And if you go watch the trailer, I said this in the review, the trailer does not present this movie in the way that it is. It presents it as sort of some 80s, it's a 90s movie, but it looks like it's an 80s movie. An 80s sort of teen sex comedy almost. It's striking. It's awesome. I love it. This release is great. I rewatch this movie every year, and Christopher Walken, his introduction in this movie is amazing. If you just want to see that scene, go look it up.
Marco, how you doing in there? My name is Decker. I'm a friend of your wife.
But Christopher Walken is great in this. All American Murder, one of the best underrated summertime horror movies for you to celebrate the 4th of July or just summertime in general, because you get it all with this one from Vinegar Syndrome. But that'll do it for this top 5 underrated horror movies list out there. And you can get all of these on Blu-ray still. So if you like Blu-rays or 4Ks, make sure you check out this collecting tips video because it'll help you save money and maybe you'll be able to grow your collection a little bit more.